anything else, before the rush, before the stress, before the noise of the world begins pulling at your attention. Pause with me here, because today, you're going to hear one of the most powerful promises God has ever spoken. Promise strong enough to lift your spirit, to steady your heart, to carry you through every moment that lies ahead, no matter how heavy life feels right now. Isaiah 40:31 says, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint." Let those words settle over you for a moment. Slowly, gently, deeply, because this is not just a verse, it's a lifeline, a reminder that strength doesn't come from pushing harder, or pretending you're fine, or forcing yourself to keep going when you feel empty inside. Strength comes from God, and maybe, just maybe, you need that reminder today. Maybe you woke up already tired. Not physically, though maybe that too, but emotionally tired, mentally tired, spiritually tired, the kind of tired that comes from carrying things quietly for too long. Maybe there's something inside you that feels stretched thin, something you haven't fully said out loud, something you've been trying to hold together with your own hands, hoping you don't lose your grip. If that's where you are, you're exactly who this verse was written for, because hope in the Lord isn't just poetic language, it's an exchange. A divine trade. You bring God your heaviness, and He gives you His strength. You bring Him your exhaustion, and He gives you endurance. You bring Him your fear, and He gives you courage. You bring Him your weakness, and He gives you the wings of an eagle, the ability to rise above what was trying to pull you down. And right now, as you sit here, listening, breathing, sinking slowly into this moment, God is inviting you into that exchange. Not later, not someday, not when everything gets better. Now, right now, He's inviting you to hand Him your burden, the quiet weight you've been carrying in your chest, the pressure in your mind that never seems to go away, the worry that tries to interrupt your peace every chance it gets. You don't have to hold it by yourself anymore. You weren't designed to. Listen to the verse again, slowly. "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength." This means the strength you need is not something you must manufacture. It's something God gives, something He pours into you, something He restores from the inside out. And maybe you've forgotten what it feels like to be strong. Not the kind of strong where you pretend you're okay, but the kind of strong where your spirit feels steady again, where your heart doesn't feel like it's breaking under pressure, where your mind feels clear, your soul feels lighter, your steps feel guided. God can bring you back there. He promises to, but He doesn't just say He'll renew your strength. He describes what that renewed strength will look like. He says, "They will soar on wings like eagles." Think about that image, an eagle rising higher and higher, not by flapping desperately, not by fighting the wind, but by opening its wings and letting the wind carry it. Eagles don't escape storms. They use them. They rise above them. And that's what God is reminding you today. You don't have to escape everything you're facing. You don't have to outrun the difficulty. You don't have to outmuscle the challenge. God can lift you above it. You can rise with clarity. You can rise with perspective. You can rise with peace that doesn't make sense on paper. You can rise with strength that didn't come from you. But God doesn't stop there. He continues, "They will run and not grow weary." He's talking about the moments in your day that require energy and effort, the tasks, the conversations, the responsibilities, the unexpected interruptions, the things that demand more of you than you plan to give. God says you will run, and you will not crumble under the weight. You will not break. You will not burn out. You will not collapse, because He will renew your strength as you go. And then He adds one more layer. They will walk and not faint. Not every moment of life requires speed. Some seasons require endurance. Some days don't feel like running. They feel like slow, steady walking, step by step, moment by moment, doing what needs to be done, even when your emotions don't match your motivation. And God says even in those slow, quiet seasons, you won't faint, you won't fall, You won't lose your way, because He will hold you, and strengthen you, and guide you, with a love that never runs dry. So as you breathe in this moment, let something inside you soften. Let the pressure in your chest loosen. Let the fear untangle itself. Let the exhaustion begin to lift, even if only a little. This verse is not asking you to be strong. It's inviting you to let God be your strength. And strength from God doesn't always feel like a sudden burst of energy. Sometimes it feels like calm returning, like hope rising slowly, like breath becoming easier, like your heart remembering that you are not facing today alone. Maybe you've been trying so hard to be strong for everyone around you. Maybe you've been carrying responsibilities no one sees. Maybe you've been quietly overwhelmed, quietly drained, quietly holding yourself together, while wishing someone would hold you. God sees that, and He is stepping into your day with the strength you've been missing. You don't have to pretend you're okay. You don't have to force yourself to push through. You don't have to pretend nothing hurts. You just have to hope in Him. Trust Him. Let Him carry what you cannot. Let Him breathe strength into the places that feel empty. Let Him lift you the way an eagle rises through the sky, not with strain, but with surrender. Take a slow breath, and as you exhale, let yourself feel the beginning of renewal. Just the beginning, just the first gentle wave. There is more coming, more strength, more peace, more clarity, more steadiness, and I'm going to walk you through all of it in the next sections. This is only the beginning. As the words of Isaiah 40:31 settle deeper into you, you may start to notice something changing, not outside of you, but inside. A soft shift, a slow release, a gentle unwinding of the tension you've been carrying for too long. Because when God reminds you that your strength can be renewed, He's also reminding you that your exhaustion is not a flaw. It's not failure. It's not evidence that you're weak. It's simply a sign that you've been pouring yourself out in a world that never stops asking for more. You've been trying. You've been fighting. You've been enduring. You've been pushing through things that many people don't even realize you're facing. And God sees every bit of it. He sees the moments you stayed strong while your heart felt shaky. He sees the times you kept going even when you wanted to collapse. He sees the tears you wiped away before anyone else could notice. He sees the way you carry responsibilities quietly because you don't want to burden others. He sees all of it, and He says, "Come to me, I will renew your strength." Think about that for a moment. The God who crafted mountains, and carved oceans, and placed stars in the sky, that God is offering you His strength. Not leftover strength, not partial strength, not borrowed strength, but strength that is new, fresh, custom fit to what you need today. He's not asking you to repeat yesterday's strength, or to pretend you're fine, or to perform for the world. He's simply saying, "Let me strengthen you." And maybe that's what your soul has been craving. Not motivation, not more discipline, not another push, but renewal. Because renewal is different. Renewal goes deeper. Renewal doesn't just refill what you lost. It rebuilds what was broken, restores what was drained, revives what was forgotten, rekindles what was dimming inside you. Renewal is God reminding your spirit how to breathe again. And maybe that's happening right now. Slowly, gently, steadily, like the way morning light softens the darkness, without forcing it away. You don't have to rush this. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to feel better instantly. Strength from God arrives like sunrise, soft at first, then brighter, then warm enough to remind you that life has more to offer than survival. Take a slow breath and notice the space it creates inside you. You are beginning to rise, not dramatically, not loudly, but in the quiet, sacred way an eagle rises, not by flapping, but by trusting the wind beneath its wings. That's what God is doing for you. He is becoming the wind beneath your spirit, lifting you, supporting you, carrying you, in ways you cannot always see, but always feel. Perhaps you've been trying so hard to stay strong for everyone else, that you forgot what it feels like for someone, especially God, to be strong for you. Maybe you've been walking through a season where everything feels slightly heavier than normal. Your tasks, your emotions, your responsibilities, your thoughts. And you've been wondering, how long can I keep handling this? How long until something breaks? How long until I feel like myself again? God answers you in this verse. You will run and not grow weary. You will walk and not faint. Not because you're superhuman. Not because you have endless endurance. Not because you never struggle. But because God will renew your strength. Whenever it begins to fade, He doesn't renew it once and expect you to last forever. He renews it continuously, day by day, moment by moment, breath by breath. He meets you in the exact place where your strength ends and His begins. That's why you don't have to hide your weakness from Him. You don't have to pretend your heart is invincible. You don't have to act stronger than you feel, because your weakness is not the end. It's the doorway to His strength. This verse is an invitation to stop carrying everything alone, to stop forcing yourself to hold on when your hands feel tired, to stop pretending you aren't hurting when the truth is you're exhausted. God is not disappointed in your tiredness. He's not frustrated with your struggle. He's not surprised by how overwhelmed you feel. He simply wants to hold you in the very place you feel weakest. And as you sit in this moment, letting these truths sink into you, you may feel the faintest sense of relief, like the first cool breeze after a long, hot day. That's God renewing you, subtly, softly, tenderly. He works in ways that don't rush you. He moves in ways that don't overwhelm you. He strengthens you in ways that don't pressure you. His renewal feels like peace slipping back into the places where chaos tried to live. It feels like clarity returning to a mind that's been foggy and tired. It feels like hope rising again after being quiet for too long. And one of the most beautiful things about this process is that you don't have to understand it for it to be real. You don't have to feel strong to be strengthened. You don't have to feel ready to be renewed. You don't have to feel confident to be carried. Strength from God doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It reaches you right where you are. Even in moments like this, moments of stillness, moments of listening, moments when your heart finally has space to breathe, without pressure, without expectation, without noise, God strengthens you in silence, as much as He does in storms. He strengthens you in stillness, as much as He does in action. He strengthens you when you pray, and He strengthens you when all you can do is sit quietly, hoping He hears the thoughts you can't put into words. He hears them. He strengthens you anyway. He renews you anyway. He lifts you anyway, because His love doesn't require you to have everything together. It only asks you to trust. And trusting isn't some dramatic, emotional leap. Sometimes it's simply this: sitting in the presence of God and exhaling, letting go just a little, opening your heart just a little, receiving strength just a little, and little by little, you rise higher than fear, higher than doubt, higher than exhaustion, higher than the heaviness you walked in with. You rise because God lifts you. And I'm going to keep walking you through this strength. In the next part, this is only the second step of a long, gentle ascent. As you breathe slowly into this moment, you may begin to feel something subtle happening inside you, a quiet steadiness forming beneath the surface, a sense of being held in a way the world could never offer you. This is the place where God renews your strength, not in the moments when you're rushing or panicking or bracing yourself for the next challenge, but in the stillness, in the softness, in the calm. It's here, in this sacred slowness, that the promise of Isaiah 40:31 becomes more than a verse. It becomes a reality. You feel the truth of it settling into you. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. Maybe this is the first time in a long while that your heart has felt permission to stop trying to be everything for everyone. Maybe this is the first moment you've allowed yourself to sit with no agenda, no expectations, no pressure to prove anything. And God meets you right here, not with demands, not with lectures, but with renewal. Renewal that feels like warmth spreading through your chest. Renewal that feels like the first real breath in days. Renewal that feels like your shoulders finally dropping, after being tense for far too long. Because the strength God gives doesn't start on the outside, it starts deep within your spirit. God strengthens you in ways that calm your thoughts before they spiral. He strengthens you in ways that soften your emotions before they overflow. He strengthens you in ways that quiet the noise before it becomes unbearable. His strength is not a push, it's a presence. And you can feel that presence now, can't you? Not loud or dramatic, but deep and steady and comforting. Maybe it feels like peace. Maybe it feels like clarity. Maybe it feels like stability. Maybe it feels like being grounded instead of drifting. Whatever it is God drawing near to you. It is God saying, I'm here. I see you. I know exactly what you're carrying. Let me carry it with you. Because God never expects you to do life alone. He never intended for you to fight every battle with your own strength. He never asked you to pretend that you're not hurting or struggling or exhausted. He simply asks you to hope in Him, to lean, to trust, to come close. And when you do, He renews you. Renewal doesn't always feel like a burst of energy. Sometimes it feels like relief. Sometimes it feels like stillness. Sometimes it feels like breathing without tightness. Sometimes it feels like not crumbling when something small goes wrong. Sometimes it feels like your spirit rising before your circumstances change. Because renewal is not about God removing every difficulty. It's about Him strengthening you in the middle of them. And that strength takes many shapes. Sometimes it looks like courage to do something that scares you. Sometimes it looks like patience in a moment that tests you. Sometimes it looks like gentleness when you feel overwhelmed. Sometimes it looks like clarity when confusion tries to cloud your mind. Sometimes it looks like endurance when you're walking through a long season that you wish would end sooner. God gives the exact kind of strength your day requires: the strength to rise, the strength to run, the strength to walk, the strength to keep going, without fainting beneath the weight. You may not always notice it happening. Strength from God isn't always loud. It doesn't always announce itself. It doesn't always feel like fireworks. Sometimes it feels like simply making it through the day, without breaking. Sometimes it feels like having one more ounce of hope when yesterday you had none. Sometimes it feels like being able to forgive when bitterness wanted to stay. Sometimes it feels like smiling, even when life hasn't been easy. Sometimes it feels like trying again, when quitting felt more reasonable. That is God renewing you, and maybe you didn't call it strength, because it didn't feel dramatic, but that's exactly what it was: holy strength, woven quietly into your everyday moments. God strengthens you in ways that match your real life, your real emotions, your real struggles. He strengthens you in ways you didn't even realize you needed. And perhaps one of the most powerful ways He renews your strength is by lifting your perspective. Because when God says, you will soar on wings like eagles, He's not just talking about rising above your problems. He's talking about rising above your mindset. He's lifting you above fear, so fear doesn't control you. He's lifting you above worry, so worry doesn't consume you. He's lifting you above the lies that tell you you're not enough. He's lifting you above discouragement, so it doesn't bury your hope. He's lifting you above comparison, so your joy doesn't depend on what others have. He's lifting you above your past, so it doesn't define your future. When God lifts you like an eagle, He changes the altitude of your inner world. You begin to see life not from the ground, but from above. Not from stress, but from peace. Not from fear, but from faith. Not from confusion, but from perspective. And perspective is powerful. Perspective is strength. Perspective is renewal. Because when you see life through God's eyes, your problems don't disappear, but they shrink. They lose their intensity. They lose their power to overwhelm you. They lose the ability to steal your peace. You begin to understand that you are held, you are guided, you are supported, you are strengthened in ways you never were when you tried to handle life alone. And maybe you can feel that happening now, your spirit lifting, your thoughts settling, your heart steadying, your breath deepening, like you've been walking with a weight on your chest. And suddenly the weight is lighter, not gone, but easier to carry, because God is carrying it with you. This is what renewal feels like. Not a sudden transformation, but a steady rising. You are rising, slowly, quietly, beautifully, rising into the strength God has always had waiting for you. And the deeper we go, the more the strength will take shape inside you. There is more, much more, waiting for you in the next part. There is a quiet truth flowing beneath this moment, the truth that God strengthens you in ways you may not recognize at first, in ways that don't always feel like strength, until you look back and realize you survived something you once thought you wouldn't. That is the mysterious, gentle power of Isaiah 40:31. Not explosive strength, not dramatic strength, but sustaining strength, the kind of strength that carries you through the day without you even noticing how God was holding you up. You may not have fully realized how many times He kept you standing, when your heart was tired, when your mind was overwhelmed, when your spirit felt thin and fragile. And that's the beauty of His strength. It fits perfectly into the places you don't show anyone. You don't have to announce your battles for God to strengthen you. You don't have to pretend you're okay for Him to renew you. You don't have to meet a certain standard, or earn anything, or perform anything, or impress anyone for Him to breathe fresh strength into your day. He simply renews you because He loves you, because He knows you, because He sees you, because He understands exactly what your heart needs. And maybe that's what you've needed to hear, that God strengthens you, not when you act strong, but when you feel weak. Because weakness is not a flaw. Weakness is not failure. Weakness is the doorway to God's most tender kind of strength. You weren't created to be unbreakable. You were created to be supported. And God supports you in every moment, in every breath, in every step you take. Sometimes His strength comes like a whisper that calms your anxiety, just enough for you to stay grounded. Sometimes His strength feels like a softness in your chest, where there was once tightness. Sometimes it's the quiet clarity that replaces confusion. Sometimes it's the sudden sense that you are not alone, even if no one else is around you. Sometimes it's the steadiness that settles in your spirit when you expect it to fall apart. Sometimes it's the ability to be gentle, even when you're exhausted. God's strength wears 1,000 different shapes, and every single one of them is tailored to your life, your emotions, your story. Right now, you may be in a season where your strength looks different than it used to. Maybe you don't have the energy you once had. Maybe your joy feels quieter. Maybe your motivation feels slower. Maybe your focus comes and goes. Maybe your confidence feels like it's been fading. But listen, that doesn't mean you've lost strength. It means your strength is being rebuilt in a deeper place. Sometimes God strengthens you underground first, in the roots, in the unseen places, in the parts of you that no one else can see. Sometimes He strengthens your heart before He strengthens your hands. Sometimes He strengthens your hope before He strengthens your path. Sometimes He strengthens your spirit before your circumstances even change. And that kind of strength takes time and quiet and softness and patience. Strength that lasts is built slowly. So if you feel like you're not growing, you might actually be growing deeper. If you feel like you're slowing down, you might actually be being restored. If you feel like you're breaking apart, you might actually be expanding. because renewal rarely feels like renewal. In the moment, it often feels like resting. When you want to keep pushing, feels like pausing. When your mind tells you to rush, feels like letting go. When everything in you wants control, feels like trusting. When your fear wants certainty. And maybe that's where you are right now, in the slow rebuilding, in the gentle renewing, in the quiet strengthening that God is doing beneath the surface. You might not see the full picture yet, but God sees it. He sees the new strength forming. He sees the places you're healing. He sees the growth you can't measure. He sees the resilience rising inside you. He sees the endurance developing in the parts of you that have carried too much for too long. He sees every step you've taken that no one knows about. He sees every moment you pressed on, even when you wanted to quit. He sees every private battle you fought in silence, and He honors your effort by strengthening you in ways that align with who you are becoming. Because the strength God gives you isn't just for today, it's shaping the person you're going to be tomorrow. A steadier person, calmer person, a wiser person, a braver person, a more rooted, grounded person who can soar like an eagle. Not because life got easier, but because your spirit became stronger. A person who can run and not grow weary. Not because your schedule is perfect, but because your heart is being renewed. A person who can walk and not faint. Not because the path is smooth, but because God is walking with you, step by step. And even now, you might feel that strength forming, in small ways, in your breathing, in your chest, in the quiet shift happening, inside your mind and heart. This is what it feels like to be renewed. This is what it feels like to be strengthened from the inside out. This is what it feels like to rest beneath the promise of Isaiah 40:31. There is more, a deeper layer of strength. God wants to pour into you, and I'll take you there. In the next part, there is a moment right before true strength takes root, when everything inside you feels quiet, not empty, not numb, but still, like the soft pause between the inhale and the exhale, like the seconds before dawn, when the world hasn't yet brightened, but the darkness is no longer deep. This moment, right here, as you're listening, as you're breathing, as your spirit settles, this is where God is working. Not loudly, not with force, not with pressure, but gently, patiently, lovingly. You may not have realized it, but the stillness you're feeling is part of His renewal, because Isaiah 40:31 is not just a promise about energy, it is a promise about transformation. And transformation always begins quietly. God works in the places you rarely pay attention to. He works in your thoughts, shifting them from fear toward clarity. He works in your emotions, softening what feels heavy and steadying what feels fragile. He works in your breathing, slowing it, grounding it, bringing calm back to your body. He works in your inner world before your outer world changes. And that's why you might feel something right now, a sense of warmth, a sense of presence, a sense of being held, without needing to do anything. That's God renewing you from the inside out. Sometimes strength comes, not as a surge, but as a release, a loosening of the things that have been tightening your chest, a melting of the tension you've been carrying for too long, a letting go of the need to hold everything together on your own. You were never meant to carry life alone. That's why the verse says, "Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength." Not those who fix everything, not those who never struggle, not those who always feel strong, just those who hope, those who lean, those who trust, those who whisper, "God, I need you today." Because hope in God isn't a loud declaration, it's a quiet surrender. It's choosing, in the smallest way, to believe that you're not walking alone. It's deciding, even if your faith feels tiny, that God will carry you through this day, through this season, through this moment. And maybe that's exactly where you are now, not full of confidence, not overflowing with motivation, but simply saying, I'm here, God.
I'm listening.
Strengthen me in the ways I need most. And God answers that prayer, not with pressure, but with presence. You might feel Him right now, in the softening of your chest, in the gentle warming of your heart, in the deepening of your breath, in the quiet sense that you are safe. This is renewal, not forced, not rushed, not demanded, just given. And the more you let yourself relax into this moment, the more you begin to realize something important. God is not strengthening you for you to become harder. He is strengthening you so you can become steadier, strong like a tree, with deep roots, not brittle, strong like a river that keeps flowing, not rigid, strong like an eagle that rises, not like a stone that refuses to move. God strengthens you with a strength that breathes, a strength that adapts, a strength that bends without breaking, a strength that walks through difficulty without losing hope, a strength that rests without feeling guilty, a strength that trusts without understanding everything. This is the kind of strength God is forming in you right now, and maybe you can feel it, this quiet rising inside you, as if your spirit is lifting, even while your body remains still. This is you, renewing. This is you, being rebuilt. This is you, gaining courage for things you didn't think you could face. This is you, gaining peace for situations that once overwhelmed you. This is you, gaining resilience for the days ahead. And as the strength settles into you, something beautiful begins to happen. Your perspective shifts, not dramatically, but gently, gradually, softly. You start to see your day differently. You start to see yourself differently. You start to see your challenges through the lens of someone who is no longer fighting alone. When the verse says, they will run and not grow weary, they will walk and not be faint, it's talking about the kind of strength that stays with you all day, the kind that doesn't fade after an hour, or after one small setback, or after the first stressful moment. God gives you strength that stays, strength that remains, strength that walks with you into your work, into your relationships, into your responsibilities, into your quiet moments, into your difficult moments, into your future. Strength that makes it possible to keep showing up, even when life feels heavy. Strength that whispers, you're not done yet. You still have purpose. You still have hope. You still have God beside you. And maybe right now, in this calm moment, you can feel the truth of that your story isn't over, that your strength isn't gone, that your spirit isn't empty. God is renewing you in ways you will realize more and more as you continue to breathe, to listen, to lean into His presence. You are being strengthened for something meaningful. You are being prepared for something ahead. You are being restored in places you didn't know were tired. And the renewal isn't finished yet. There is one final deep layer of strength God wants to pour into you. We will go there. In the last part, there is a moment like this one, where renewal reaches its deepest point. Not at the beginning, when you first heard the verse. Not in the middle, when you felt your spirit slowly rising. But right now, in the quiet, in the stillness, in the part of you that feels safe enough to finally let go. This is where God completes the strengthening. He began inside you, because Isaiah 40:31 was never meant to be a quick encouragement. It was meant to seep into your spirit, to anchor you, to reshape the way you move through the world. And as you listen, you may feel something shift, not outwardly, not dramatically, but inwardly, a shift toward peace, toward courage, toward clarity, toward God, the kind of shift that doesn't disappear when the video ends, the kind of shift that follows you into tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. This is the final layer of the renewal God is giving you. a layer that feels like grounding, a layer that feels like settling, a layer that feels like rest, not exhaustion, a layer that feels like strength, not pressure. You see, for so much of your life, you may have been taught that strength is about pushing harder, trying more, forcing yourself beyond your limits. But God never asked that of you. That kind of strength burns out. That kind of strength cracks. That kind of strength collapses. The moment life becomes heavy, the strength God gives you is different. It doesn't come from striving, it comes from surrender. It doesn't come from effort, it comes from trust. It doesn't come from pretending, it comes from being honest. It doesn't come from toughness, it comes from connection. You don't become stronger by tightening your grip. You become stronger by letting God hold you. And maybe you can feel that now, this deep sense that you don't have to try so hard to be okay. You don't have to carry everything on your own shoulders. You don't have to pretend that you're unaffected or unbreakable or unshakable. God strengthens the real you, not the version of you that hides pain, not the version of you that feels obligated to smile, not the version of you that tries to be fine for everyone else. He strengthens the you behind the scenes, the you that gets tired, the you that gets overwhelmed, the you that has fears, the you that has quiet hopes no one knows about, the you that needs comfort more than advice, the you that needs gentleness more than toughness. God strengthens that you because that is the you He loves deeply, fully, completely, and His renewal always touches the parts of you that no one else sees. Maybe that's why, right now, you feel something softening inside you, something loosening, something unwinding. You're not losing control. You're becoming lighter. You're not falling apart. You're being held. You're not weakening. You're finally allowing God to share the weight. And when you let Him share the weight, something beautiful happens. You begin to rise, not all at once, not dramatically, not like a leap, but like an eagle, slowly, steadily, effortlessly, carried by wind. You yourself cannot produce. That is God. God is the wind beneath your wings. God is the lift that carries you upward. God is the support that keeps you from falling. God is the strength that rises inside you, even when your own strength runs out. And once you begin to rise, your perspective changes. Things that felt overwhelming start to look smaller. Things that felt confusing start to make sense. Things that felt impossible start to feel manageable. Things that weighed on you start to lose their power, not because life changed, but because you changed. Strength is not about your circumstances being easy. It's about your spirit being steady. And God is giving you that steadiness. So as this moment continues, as you breathe, as you let the verse settle deeper and deeper into you, you may feel yourself entering a new kind of peace, the peace that comes when you finally realize God is not distant, He is near, near in your stress, near in your tension, near in your tiredness, near in your quiet hopes, near in your silent battles, near in the things you don't have words for. And because He is near, you are safe to rest, safe to breathe, safe to let go, safe to trust, safe to rise. Maybe this is the first time in a long while that you've felt this safe, and that is no accident. God is doing something in you, something lasting, something deep, something strong. He is renewing your strength for today, for tomorrow, for whatever lies ahead, not with pressure, but with presence, not with demands, but with love, not with stress, but with peace. And as you carry this strength forward, remember something important. This promise doesn't fade when the moment ends. Isaiah 40:31 is not a temporary comfort. It is a lifelong truth. Every time you feel tired, return to it. Every time you feel overwhelmed, breathe it in. Every time you feel discouraged, Let it lift you. Every time you feel weak, let it remind you, you don't rise on your own. You rise with God. And no matter where life takes you, to high places, to difficult places, to uncertain places, to hopeful places, you carry this truth with you. God will renew your strength. Every time, every day, every moment you need Him. You are not alone. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are not unsupported. You are rising. You are being strengthened. You are being renewed. You are being carried. And you will walk and run and soar with a strength that does not come from you, but a strength that lives within you because God Himself placed it there. This is the end of the verse, but not the end of your renewal. Your renewal continues. The moment you step forward, strengthened, lifted, and held by the God who loves you,